So we started going to, or I should say, Messianic synagogue, I should say. So we started going to this synagogue on Saturdays. And I am an avid reader, but an avid history buff, as you know. And so going to temple and hearing the history and just the background and the things that I had not known about the same scriptures and or caricatures that we learned about throughout the years and why certain things are what they were, on top of the fact that these were African people. These were Black people that we were, discussing. And so I would listen to them on Saturday, and then I would turn around and go to church, my same church, on Sunday. And so one day I was listening to the pastor, and he was saying some scripture about something. And I realized he didn't know what the heck he was talking about. That the very thing that he was using as a foundation to preach his sermon to those who were listening, it was completely a miss. And so I realized right then and there that I could no longer sit under that, and that I needed to make a change for the betterment of my family.
So you said your family was in kind of your life was in shambles when you kind of realized something
Yes.
was amiss. Did you attribute that to external situations, or was that more of an internal situation that you attributed that to? If that makes
I
sense.
was, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Well, I can definitely tell you that it was more of an internal thing, and internal why? Because being raised and brought up under Christianity, you're basically conditioned that when things are not going right or things are wrong in your life, you take it to God in prayer. And so you spend a lot of time doing that without, and with the hope genie mentality is what I call it. You just rub on the Bible and hope that God appears and takes everything away, when in actuality it takes you actually seeking help, getting physical, mental, emotional help with the spiritual components in order to work through things. And so having no example of that and not knowing exactly how to, just move in that direction myself, a lot of the issues within my life, now that I reflect back, were internal, right?
Mhm.
Because you realize that you possess everything you need in order to create the environment and reality that you want, but you're not taught that. You're taught to look externally versus internally.
So then you kind of have this realization that this pastor didn't know what he was talking about, and then you
Right.
already getting exposed to Hebrew or the Jewish faith. What happens
Right.
then?
So, we start the conversion process. So now what's interesting is that there are, in what I consider to be, three sects of Judaism. You have your Orthodox Jews, you have your Reformed, which is where I fall now, but not then, but Reformed Jews. And then you have your Masonic Jews, which is very interesting. The Masonic Jews I've always had a issue with, from the standpoint that I felt like it was a group that straddled the fence. You're either Christian or you're Hebrew, one or the other. Like, and so Masonic Judaism keeps in my opinion, the financial benefits of Christianity, where you're giving money all the time, and it's kind of like this familiarity to Christianity. But then you have Hebrew principles in regards to how you do feast days, Shabbat, that kind of thing. And then Jesus is still in the picture.